Here's the story. You get into a heated argument with your child's father. He tells you that he'll come back and kill you. An hour later, he returns with a gas keg and begins pouring gasoline on your apartment after also dousing the units above and below you as well. You come outside and beg him to reconsider. But while pregnant and your 2 kids in the house, he strikes a match, burning everything in his path, including himself. But not only do you survive, but your 2 kids make it out as well. And 7 months later, you give birth to your miracle child, Trappin Anonymous.
I'm yelling at him, cursing him out. He's like, watch, bitch, these kids gonna die today. I didn't think nothing. And I bent down and I went like this to smell it. My heart started beating fast, because then I'm like, this is fucking gasoline. Like, this nigga's really trying to kill us now. You never know you could fight hard like that until you fighting for your life. So,
What's good? My name is Chris Dowds. This is Trappin Anonymous. Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you, everybody, for keeping the movement moving. Please follow me on that Instagram at Chris Dowds, at Trappin Anonymous. If you have a story that needs to be told, hit me on that DM. I do answer my DMs. Thank you for making us #1 in the culture for the Black true crime. And if you have a story, please reach out. That's how we get all our guests. So do remember that the stories that you hear reflect real life. They're here to entertain. They're here to educate. And hopefully keep your little homie off the streets. My name is Chris Dowds, Trappin Anonymous. Let's get it. How are you?
I'm good.
So I start every episode with your name and why your story is important.
Okay.
So what's your name and why is your story important?
Sorry. My name is Latisha Shaw, and my story is important because me and my kids, we almost lost our life from someone being obsessed with us, or obsessed with me.
Okay. So if you can sort of bring us back to that day.
I was living in Queensbridge. That was my first apartment. He just came banging, kicking on the door. Wanted to see my son. And I was just like, no, you're not going to see him. Like, we haven't seen you in months. You're not going to see my son. So he got mad. I'm cursing him out too. Tell him, shut up, F you, all that. We going back and forth. And my kids was in the living room. And the way my apartment was, it's like open. So like, you could see behind me the way my apartment was open. So he was like, oh. He was like, all right, bitch, those kids gonna die today. You and those kids gonna die today. I didn't believe him. I'm like, F you, I'm cursing back, everything. He leaves. I look out the window. I'm yelling at him, cursing him out. He's like, watch, bitch, these kids gonna die today. I didn't think nothing. I was on the phone with my homegirl, and I was against the wall. This is like maybe 25, 30 minutes later. I had on like a pink pajama, and all I heard was like somebody throwing water on my door. So I'm telling my homegirl, I'm like, wait, you don't hear that? And she's like, what? Because I had her on speaker. So I look through the peek hole. I didn't know at the time it was gas, but I seen wetness coming down on my peek hole. So I said to her, I said, bitch, that's water. My feet was by the door, and the water touched my foot. And I'm not thinking this is gasoline at this time still. So I looked, I told her, hold on. I put my phone in my pocket. I put my phone in my pocket, and I bent down and I went like this to smell it. My heart started beating fast, because then I'm like, this is fucking gasoline. Like, this nigga's really trying to kill us now. So my homegirl's screaming, I'm jumping up and down. My baby started crying, and my son started crying. I had 2 kids at that time. My baby, he always cries, so he started crying, and my other son started crying too. So I opened up the door, and I'm like, I'm sorry, you're right, I am a bitch. You know what I'm trying to say? What anything to make him don't do what he's gonna do, you know? So I'm yelling, I'm like, you're right, I'll let you see your son, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. He's like, shut the fuck up, bitch. Y'all gonna die today. So I noticed he started pushing his way into my apartment. He had the gasoline, a big red bottle, like big red thing with a funnel. I noticed he started pushing his way in my apartment. And I realized it clicked to me like, wait, this nigga not trying to kill me. He's trying to kill my kids. My kids was right behind me. So once I noticed that, I pushed him out in the hallway. And I closed my door. My kids were screaming, crying. I closed my door, and me and him, we started fighting. You never know you could fight hard like that until you fighting for your life. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So,
Take your time.
thank you. So, we fighting. He punching me, kicking me. I'm a woman. You can't beat a guy. You know what I mean? You can't beat a guy. So
You're pregnant at this time.
yeah, I was like 2.5 months pregnant. Yeah. So we fighting. He punching me up in my face. I'm holding on to him so tight. Like half of my nail came off the way I'm holding on him tight. The way he punched me, beat me up, I couldn't fight no more. I fell on the ground. I was tired. Like I was in pain. He just started throwing more gasoline all over me. When I'm looking around, first of all, there's gasoline all over the floor. All over the floor. All on the ceiling. All on the walls. Gasoline is everywhere. I said, I'm sorry. He said, you guys gonna die today. And he walked by my door, got the lighter, because he had a bag. He got the lighter, got the match. And he said, if I can't have you, bitch, no one can. And then threw the match right on me. Yeah. And then everything just went it just went, there was so much gasoline everywhere. Like the walls, ceiling, everything was on fire. I jumped up. Something just told me, get up. And I'm there screaming, yelling. I'm looking at my door. My door is engulfed in flames. Now I'm all on fire. Like, I'm surprised they didn't get my face, but my whole pajama was all on fire. And now I'm feeling my feet. My legs getting burned up. So I start running. I'm running up to the 6th floor because I lived on the 5th floor. So while I'm running up the steps to the 6th floor, I look back and he's behind me throwing more gasoline on me.
Oh my God.
So I'm there screaming, yelling. A little girl seeing me out the peek hole. And she got her mom. That's my homegirl. My homegirl, she was big, she's tall. So she ran out with a knife. And it got him scared, so he ran back to the 5th floor. And that's where all the fire was.
He's getting burned too.
Mm-hmm. Mia. It was fire everywhere. It looked like, you couldn't tell me that wasn't hell. You know what I mean? Like there was fire everywhere.
Does anybody try to take the fire off you?
Yeah, my homegirl. She threw water on me. And that just ignited it more worse. I'm screaming, I'm just jumping. I couldn't just like stand still. I'm there jumping up and down, screaming. So she just rips off my pajamas. When she ripped off my pajamas, I just started running more up the steps. Now I go to the roof because I'm just like in pain. I'm going crazy.
In shock.
Yeah. So I bang open the roof door. And this is in November, so it's cold, it's snow. Soon as the air hit my legs,
Oh my God.
my legs was smoking like a barbecue. Smoking. Just coming off in big chunks, peeling like a banana peel. I was screaming so hard like that. I don't wish that on nobody. Yeah. So I'm on the roof.
But the fire goes out.
Yeah, the fire goes out
Because
she
it met the
ripped
cold
off.
air.
No, I feel like it went out because she ripped off my pajamas.
Oh, okay.
Because, you know, when she threw the water on me, it ignited it, made it worse. Mm-hmm. So once I hit outside, it just was smoking. That's when you just seen, it was just smoking, like I was smoking. Mm-hmm. So I'm there screaming, yelling, and it's everybody now outside looking now. Now everybody's like looking. I'm on the roof, and I see my homegirl, the same one, have her 2 kids out the window. And they're like coughing, choking. And I'm like, wait, if the smoke is coming out her apartment like that, imagine my apartment with my kids. So I'm there. The way Queensbridge is, the apartments, it's weird. So the way I'm on the roof, I can hear my kids screaming, crying.
Oh my God.
I'm on the 5th floor. That's where my apartment was. I can hear them. So I'm thinking my kids are getting burnt up. So I stand on the edge, and everybody is there, like, that's outside is yelling, like, Lala, don't. I'm just standing there screaming, just crying. I'm in pain, and I hear my kids. Like, I was really gonna jump. What's there to live if my kids are gone? You know what I mean? So I thought my kids was dying. Just before I was about to jump, paramedics and them grabbed me. Like, they grabbed me so tight and put me in a wheelchair and strapped me down.
Wow.
You couldn't tell me that my kids wasn't dead. The way that fire was, just in case if we made it out alive on the 5th floor, he threw gasoline on the 4th floor, the 3rd floor, and the 2nd floor. What? So just in case if we do get out on the 5th floor, we won't make it because the 4th floor is on fire. The 3rd floor on fire. The 2nd. So that's why when he lit me, it was when I said I heard that poof. That's why it was so much gasoline.
It was everything.
It was like a big bomb.
How do your kids get out?
They didn't even know I had kids. Everybody was just going crazy. So everybody outside was yelling, telling the fire people, her kids are kids. So they had my apartment burnt up. You know, my apartment burnt up all through, and it stopped right there at the room. My baby, my son, Jaden, he was 4. He grabbed my baby, that was only 2, and he dragged them in the room. My baby went under the bed, and my son went on top of the bed and went under the covers. They couldn't even get in my apartment because it was so burnt up. The fire was so bad. They had to bust out my window in my room and the kids' window. And they found my son, my oldest, on the bed under the covers. They didn't even know I had another baby because it was so dark in there. So when they came out with my oldest son, people was yelling and saying, she has another baby, she has another baby. They had to go back in, and they found my baby under the bed. He was breathing, but he was like, passed out.
He's unconscious.
Yeah. And then, the crazy thing is, it's so crazy. When they got him, because he had to run down. He had to run down the steps, too. He was wearing ACG boots. He was wearing ACG boots too. And
The attacker.
when he found out that my kids didn't die in the fire, they said he was yelling. Yeah, he was mad. They said he was yelling. Yeah, he was mad that my kids survived. He thought we was dead.
You told me the firefighter couldn't actually find your youngest.
Yeah, they was looking. And then that's when, they looked under the bed. And they found my baby. He was just laying there. Because there was so much smoke. It burnt up through my whole apartment. And it stopped right there. Right there by the rooms. The way my rooms was, it's like one room right here, one room right here. And then the hallways long. That was God. You can't tell me that wasn't God. To make sure my kids didn't get burnt up.
After y'all had the argument at first, you're screaming at him out the window. He's screaming at you back. You closed your window.
Yes, I did. Yep. I don't know what made me close my window. Good thing I did, because that oxygen would ignite the fire and it would have pulled it all through. They said we would have died. If I didn't come out and fight him, he had a funnel to pour all that gasoline under the door. So they said, a good thing I came out and fought him. Because if I didn't, we would have died. The way all that gasoline, he only got a little bit of gasoline under that door. And look how it went through my whole apartment and stopped right there before the rooms.
What gave you the courage to even go out there? Like, most people would have just kept their door locked, but like the courage that, you have to fight this man, you're pregnant.
No, but it's my kids. I love being a mom. My kids are my everything. My kids. And once I noticed he was trying to throw the gasoline on my kids, nah. No, we gonna fight.
Okay. That is, that is, what happens next? Do you go to the hospital? They take you to the hospital? What's the extent of your injuries?
Oh, gosh. Whew. I had third, second degree burns all on my legs. They had to teach me how to walk. I was on feeding tubes. Mind you, I'm pregnant. I was on feeding tubes. My surgery was 6 hours. If I didn't do my surgery, they would have had to amputate my leg, because my leg was so burnt up. Remember I told you when I was laying down, he was throwing the gasoline on me? Mm-hmm. That's my skin. So that fire got to my legs. It burnt all the way up. From the back of my leg all the way down to my foot. It went all the way down to the white meat, to the bone.
Oh.
Yeah.
This dude is crazy.
Me being in the hospital pregnant every day, they scrubbing my legs, hoping they don't have to do surgery. And that's a big open wound. It's so much bacteria that will come on it. So every day they got to scrub it. The bathtub is filling up with blood. That pain is no joke. I was on morphine. I was on Percocets. Like the morphine that you press like that. Every 10 minutes I'm pressing that. That pain is no joke. Okay, so if I didn't do my surgery, they would have to amputate my leg. It was real.
I told you your baby wouldn't survive.
Oh yeah, my surgery was 6 hours because I had to go to sleep, be under anesthesia. So I had to sign papers. They kept on telling me, like, he's not gonna survive. We doubt that because your body's in shock. I said, it's okay. I'm gonna have him. So yeah, that's why my baby name is Miracle.
Wow.
Yeah, he survived.
God bless.
Yeah.
What is trial like? Don't you still have to go to trial? Did you testify? Talk to me about that process.
We already went through trial. He got 100 years to life. Yeah. God don't like ugly.
100 years?
100 years to life.
What was his original sentence?
It was 30 years. And then if he do 25, he could come out like ask to like the parole, whatever thing. But they said I could try to stop it. But as long as he do that 25 first.
He'd have came home.
But God works in mysterious ways.
Yes, he does.
Like He wanted to take it to trial. He didn't want to take that first offer.
He didn't want to plea.
No.
So when you go to trial, the judge gets to offer
you whatever they want to give you. They could give you whatever. When you take it to trial, they could give you what they want to give you. And I'm so happy he did that. So happy he did that. And what really sealed it is because once I spoke, I let them know. Because when they told me they was going to give him 25 to 30, I let them know. I said, I have 3 boys, about to have 3 boys. I said, if you guys let him out, I'm going to teach my kids how to kill. I said, we would not be the one to be looking over our back, worrying about if he's going to finish us off or do anything. And then when the judge was about to say the last saying of everything, the DA and everybody was like, oh, Your Honor, we got one more thing we want to play. I didn't know what they was talking about.
You didn't even know?
I didn't even know what they was talking about. No one didn't even know. He's so stupid. What these guys forget is when you in jail, everything's being recorded. It doesn't matter if it's a year from now, 2 years, 3 years. You're in jail, everything's being recorded, and it tells you all the time.
You got dudes doing life behind that phone.
So he was speaking to his friend, and they was talking about the situation. And his friend was like, why? Something about like, why you did that? He's like, I don't care, laughing. He said, I don't even care, nigga, if I get out after 25 years, I'm going to make sure no, he said, I don't care if I get out after 25 years, I'm going to finish what the fuck I did. Everybody's mouth dropped. His lawyer looked at him like, I was so shocked. I was just crying like, wow. Even if you get out 25 years later, you're going to finish? The judge was yelling. Everybody was just shocked. He didn't even know they was going to even do that. And the judge said, you want me to be lenient on him? And he said, if he gets out after 25 years, he's going to finish them off. The judge said, you're evil. You're the devil. You will never see the light of day. Everybody was so happy, clapping their hand, crying. The trial, it was so much people in there. Because it was all on the front page newspaper, everything. They was calling him the monster, everything. Like how you could be so evil to want to kill your own kid too. One of those kids is yours. Wow. One of those kids is your kid. So that was the best thing. That was the best thing. To know that he's never, ever going to come back. Like, you know, I had bad dreams. I went crazy. Yeah, you know what I mean? My kids had to go stay with my mom so I could get better. Like, I went crazy. Straight jacket crazy.
Like voices, hearing?
Everything. I was replaying everything what happened to me. I couldn't believe this really happened to me because it's like, I didn't do nothing to deserve this. I didn't even put you on child support. Like, I didn't care if you was there or not, you know? So I went crazy. I was so hurt that this happened. I felt like, dang, I should have been a grimy baby mom then. Maybe I would deserve this. I didn't do nothing. Hearing, replaying everything in my head, like the way, when I mean replaying it is like, I started like blanking out and screaming like I'm in the fire back.
Wow.
Bad. For me to have my son Miracle, that's when I say when people talk about, oh, they crazy. No, you don't know what crazy is yet. Until you really have to, till you're really crazy and you have to get back normal to get your kids. I had to have a nurse just to have my son Miracle. I had to have a nurse. Then as I got better, it went from 18 hours, 16 hours. They had to watch me. I was in a wheelchair. I was on crutches, like everything. I had therapy, everything.
When you went to trial, you were still pregnant, or did you have your child already?
Was I pregnant still? No, I wasn't pregnant.
Okay.
No.
Because I could only imagine you still postpartum, you're dealing with hormones, you're dealing with all of that on top of...
It was bad. It was bad.
Did he ever show signs of this abusive nature in the past?
Yeah, he did. He sure did. When me and his son was like 3 months or 2 months old, he beat me up so bad in Brooklyn. He's from Brooklyn. He beat me up so bad. And he threw my baby. My baby was in the car seat. He threw the car seat, and my baby face went down in the carpet. And he's only like 2.5 months. And my baby couldn't lift up his head. So I'm trying to flip my baby over with my foot. He's there punching me down in my face, like dragging me, hitting me, choking me. I just remember me just stretching my leg and flipping my baby over, and my baby like, and then he just kept on beating on me and had me outside the window, and I was screaming. And my mom said, if you ever get back, and police had to come. They had to like bang down the door. And my mom said, if you ever get back with him, I'm gonna take that baby. I never got back with him. I never got back with him. But it just, now, you know, it's years later, I've been in so much therapy. They tell me always think back before when the fire happened. What was the signs? There were signs. I just didn't think those were signs. Him popping up unexpectedly at my house. Him hiding behind a tree. You know, like you're doing weird stuff. I didn't know he was obsessed with me. You know, he wasn't around. So, yeah, those was the signs.
How do you date after that, right? Like, how do you meet a guy and, I don't know, a guy slightly raises his voice at you? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
how was dating after that like for you? Or was that even like an experience?
Well, no, it took a time. It took like a year and a half before I could even speak to anybody. I was not right in the head. It was bad. I was scared to even like get serious with anybody because I wouldn't want no one else to fall in love with me that bad that they would want to take me out. You know, so I stayed to myself.
Wow.
A lot of therapy for like a year and a half.
How did you grow up?
I grew up in a group home. I grew up good.
You grew up good, but was in a group home. Mm-hmm. Why were you in a group home?
I was bad. I was acting up. They didn't want to listen to my mother.
So you ran away?
No, I didn't run away. My mom put me there herself.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had told me it came to a point where you chose to be there.
Yeah, I didn't want to go home. My mom has a big house. My mom, she got money. She like, ACS used to be like, why you don't want to go home? I don't want to go home. I'd rather stay in a group home.
What do you think that came from? What do you think the feeling of wanting to be around strangers, essentially, or away from family, what do you think that feeling came from?
Well, when you acting up, everybody feel like, oh, she's bad. No, a kid don't just act up for no reason.
No, they do not.
There's a reason why a kid is acting up. You know what I mean?
Correct.
My mom, she's a good mom, but she didn't know why I was acting up. I was getting touched up from uncles, cousins. So I started acting up, you know? So, yeah.
Was there a connection between the time that the touching started and the time where you said, I'm going to just stay in the group home?
But that's when I started acting up. So, you know, once I started acting up, because, you know, the touching started happening, and once I got in a group home, I was good. I just wanted to stay there.
You didn't really feel protected at home?
I've been out my mom's house since I was like 12 years old, 11. So I went to my aunt, and we was going to Jamaica. I was getting touched up out there. You know what I mean? Like, so I just felt like I want to do what I want to do, and I want to stay in a group home, you know? When you're young like that and you're going through so much and everybody's like, oh, she's so rude, she's so bad, you're not going to want to be around them. You're going to want to do what you want to do and go where you feel like you're better at, you know?
Right. That's
so.
right. How was school for you? How were you in school?
I was good. I got into fights, regular, you know. I was good. It was good, regular. I got suspended. I got kicked out of schools. You know, you angry, you know, especially when, like I said, I've been in therapy since I was young, before the fire. So, you know, yeah.
What's some things that you battle to this day? Some things that maybe from your childhood, maybe from the incident, that sort of makes, life difficult to...
Trusting people. I would never trust. I would never trust no one. I don't care. Like, it's like, that's gone. It's like, I look at it as like someone I had a baby with, try to take me out and my kids out. Can't get no more evil than that. You know, so I would never. I don't trust people around my kids at all. My kids can only sleep at my mom's house. Only. Like, I don't play that. I don't, it's bad. I got better, though. You know what I mean? I got better. I was scared to even have another kid. I just had a kid 2 years ago, you know? I was scared to have another kid. But, yeah, I would never trust no one. I don't play that with my kids.
How did he get into the building?
Well, somebody opened the door. When we went to trial, we found out somebody opened the door for him. Because he went to the gas station, and that's when he filled up his gas.
The gas keg.
Mm-hmm. It was big. Yeah.
You're in the hallway screaming your head off because you're on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody opened their door.
No. They said they heard me screaming and crying. But, you know, people scared.
They're scared.
Yeah, hearing the way I was screaming and crying, I'd have been scared too to come outside to help that girl. You know what I mean? Like, I never, like, even today, it's been 14 years later, I still be like, dang, I can't believe that shit really happened to me. You know what I mean? I be looking at my legs, I'm like, dang, shit is real. That pain is no joke. But, yeah, no one ain't come out and help. They were scared. They said that. They were scared.
I mean, that's, especially in New York City, that's one thing we do is we mind our business.
Yeah.
We see a lot of stuff going on in the streets. We see a lot of, because it could cost you your life.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
So that woman that came out that house with that knife.
To nail.
And she chased him.
Yeah, with the knife.
Which means he ran while he was on fire.
Mm-hmm. He had to go through all that. He got burnt up on his leg, his arm. Yep.
But here you are trying to take somebody else's life, but you're afraid for somebody to take yours.
Mm-hmm. Look at that. Yep. Look at that. And I made sure I told everybody, I was like, I don't want him dead. I want him to live. The fact, I want him to know, like, yeah, you tried to kill us, but we're still alive. So you gotta live with that.
Did you get any threats, especially while you was going through court? People that from the gang or his hood or?
Oh no one did not want to mess with me.
Yeah, they left that alone.
No one didn't. The judge, the DA made it known to his sister and everybody, like, do not contact her.
And it's
No one
so
didn't.
high profile.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah.
Do you live in fear today?
Nah. No, I'm not scared, but it's crazy. Just a couple months ago, you know, anytime it gets close to the anniversary, I do act different, you know? Yeah, I do. I start, like, thinking too hard. I remember, it's sad, it was just like, you know, November that just passed. And I'm on the phone. My mom's like, all right, come on, because I had to go upstate to go see her. I looked through the peephole. Well, I thought I really saw him.
Wow.
I opened the door. I really thought I saw him. I closed it so fast. My kids were scared. My son was like, "Ma, relax, relax." Like shit like that. That shit is sad.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I'm crying, bugging out. My mom's like, "Latisha, you want me to put you in a cab?" I was like, "No, Ma." I was like, "No." Like I started really bugging out, crying. Like I really thought I saw him, you know? Like before, while I was going through trial, he was like the boogeyman in my dreams. Like I didn't want to go to sleep. They started giving me sleeping pills. I started taking them, then I stopped taking them because now I'm stuck in my dream. Nah, you know what I mean? Like, this shit fucked me up, but I'm happy. I love my kids so much that I got better. I will never be the same, but I love being a mom. So that's what helped me get better because they wasn't going to give me back my kids.
Wow.
So, yeah.
You have any regrets?
Yeah, not listening to my mom. My mom told me don't mess with him. She told me when she seen him one time, she's like, don't mess with him.
Mama know best.
I wish I did not mess with him. I wish I didn't. Like, I was nice. He wasn't even taking care of my kid. I let him stay in my apartment for a whole year. A whole year and like a couple months before I aged out the group home. You know what I mean? Like my rent, you know, $200. That's a 2-bedroom. I didn't have to do that. My mom's like, Latisha, just let him stay. He lost his place. You know, I'm being nice. I don't gotta be nice. I'm not nice like that no more. I'm a nice person, but I'm not nice like that no more.
You ain't going that far.
Nah.
What's something that you would tell your younger self?
Be nice to yourself. Be kind. I'm very hard on myself. You know what I mean? I grew up fast. But if I could have told my younger self, I would have been like, chill, lot. It's okay. You don't got to do everything. I've been partying. I would, like, partied, did everything. So that's why now, at my age, I'm chilling now. I just told myself, be nice. Relax.
What would she have said back to you?
Me back then, I was rude. I was rude. I feel like me back then would have looked at me like, all right, mind your business.
Anything that you would tell a young woman who is in maybe a domestic violence situation or has experienced domestic violence and in a relationship with someone that maybe they think they love or you think they love you, any advice that you would give to them?
Don't think it won't happen to you. Because I never thought this was going to ever happen to me. Especially, I wasn't even with the person. But once they put their hand on you that one time, they're going to always do it again. They're going to always. I don't care if they say they're going to get therapy. Once they do that, they will always do it again.
This is Trappin Anonymous. My name is Chris Styles. Let's get it.